Okay. So scorched earth. Scorched earth is what we're going with. We're going with scorched earth. Get the s'mores. This is going to be a wild, wild ride. Thanks for hanging out with me. My name is Mike Russell. I'm the host of In Other News, and I appreciate you being here. So let's dive into this because the more you see the swampies, the creepies, the weirdos freaking out, guess what? The happier you should be. They are not on our team. I said for several years, and Rob brought this to me, and I've stolen it since, is that, or just adopted the notion that if you want to talk to anyone from the other side of the aisle, the first question you have is, can we both agree that government isn't working for us right now? You're never going to get a no. So you start from a part of commonality. So here's the deal. When I see people like Adam Kinzinger, Kevin McCarthy, I see the swampiest of the Republican Party, and then I see everyone on the left completely losing their mind, going apoplectic about Matt Gaetz being nominated for Attorney General. I know Matt Gaetz is probably the right call. I know Matt Gaetz. I've met Matt Gaetz. Not like we, hang out and chat on the phone, but Rob and I spent a couple days with him down on the border when we were down there with Andy Biggs. And that was when he was like right in the middle of that whole, or the tail end of that whole accusation of sexual impropriety and all that, which is going to come up. And I think rightfully so. So address it, get out in front of it, address it, and move forward. The more you see the swampies freak out, the better it is for you and I. That means it's the right pick. And I'm telling you, I did not expect Donald Trump to announce the cabinet this quickly. I did not expect these names to pop up, but it quite literally, if you throw Health and Human Services to RFK Jr., done. Deal. There it is. It's all there. Yeah. Right on. Right. Grizz. Exactly. Be honest and let it out before they do. Just say, hey, listen, this is what's going to come up. And I've seen talk about Trump doing this on recess appointments and things like that don't have to be gone through the Senate appropriation process. I'm sorry, or the Senate hearing process. If he does that, fine. I mean, the Dems do it. Everybody does it. It's just a thing. And there is an excitement, kind of a buzz around this whole Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy thing, because I mean, they're just throwing out all of these pork spend. They're throwing out, 500,000 here, $1 million there. One of the very few things that I disagreed with my friend David Schweikert on is we talk about foreign aid and things like that. And he goes, oh, no, that's just a drop in the bucket. I go, good. When you pour an entire bucket out, that's a lot of drops. You need all those drops to get it gone, to get wasteful spending on. I'm not saying get rid of foreign aid. But when you say, oh, it's only $1 million a year project. I mean, we're dealing with $4 trillion here. Yeah. You need $1 million gone to get all the trillions gone. Yes. If you're going to bring in $4.5 trillion in revenue through the IRS, which is a tax, which is theft, but moving on, then you need to spend $4.5 trillion. That's it. And so anything above that, whether it's a dollar program or a $1 billion program, is part of that excess that needs to be trimmed and gone. I mean, this is my first deal, my first day as head of DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. Who here was let go in the last two government shutdowns as a non-essential employee? Can you raise your hand? Great. We have some people coming around here with these cardboard boxes. Great, fantastic. Yeah, you're gone. I'm sorry. That sounds mean. What's up, Rhonda, Truman, Brendan, Grizz? What up, y'all? Like I said in the last show, the man that put the Riz in Grizz. So it sounds sad. People are going to lose their jobs, Mike. Okay. They'll find other jobs if they're qualified. They're qualified for the job they have. They're going to find that job somewhere else. They will. Promise. And they're going to have an exit package. They're going to have benefits. And they're going to have unemployment insurance. They're going to have everything. They're okay. It's funny. You say, oh, these people are going to lose their job. They didn't lose their job during the pandemic. Like Elon Musk was saying, I think he believes that 30% of the government is still working from home. Bye. Cool. See you. See you later. We're actually going to sell all these buildings. We're going to pay off our national debt. This is something that needs to happen, and it's exciting. Everyone in the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, ATF, DEA are all crapping their pants right now. They are shredding documents and deleting evidence as if they were Enron. It is absolutely glorious. We're not going to get a lot of answers, but what we might have is an elimination of a lot of future problems. We might have an elimination of a lot of future violations of our civil liberties and constitutional protections. That's important. And again, the more you see people freak out, the better it is for us. Let me throw this out to you, too. And you'll see less of this. I'll put it this way. Let me see here. Mike, who's going to overhaul our medical system? And that starts with RFK Jr. at Health and Human Services, period. Do you understand that I can't even tell you how many times it was mentioned. I didn't have AI at the time, but I would love to put the old Obamacare 1,600-page document into AI and just tell me how many times it says in that document at the discretion of the Secretary of Health and Human Services. I mean, I forget who it was at the time. She was a former governor, I think. Oh, I'll think of the name. But she became the most powerful person in the country. She literally can control, like, everything was at the discretion of. Everything was. And if everything is at the discretion of RFK Jr., go do it. What worse could happen? We can get unhealthier? I don't think so. We can get a more screwed up medical system? I don't think so. So good, give it to him. Everything. In him I trust. We're going to give it a try. Roll the dice. Who the hell cares? Nothing. He can't do worse than what we have now. Cannot do worse. Look at the guy. He's Kathleen Sebelius, like an awful memory of a bad cold just popped back in my head. Holy cow, Kathleen Sebelius. Woohoo, thanks, Rhonda. Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give it to a man who's 176 years old, and he I actually think he was JFK's uncle. I think he was RFK senior. He's just old, and he looks like he has a better body than any of us. He is absolutely, except for you, Grizz. And he's fit, he's healthy, his wife is fit, she's healthy. Everything is just good about the guy. He's got the pedigree. He has everything we need, and I applaud him getting the Health and Human Services nod. Hopefully, yeah, we get that. Matt Gaetz is I'm going to come screw around with you. Director Ray is done. Director Ray is toast. Anthony Fauci is toast. I mean, they are going to get rung up by the Attorney General if he is appointed. If it is Matt Gaetz, done. Yeah. Lies, everybody lies. But how about this, though? Less of this. Remember, I said maybe everything won't get. Everything's going to be brought to light, and we're going to be string them up. These people are so evil. We're not going to get a lot of that. But how about this? We're going to get less of this. Do you remember just a couple of weeks ago, pre-election, the poly market betting what do you call it? Aggregate, where Polymarket takes all of the betting platforms and says who's putting money on Donald Trump, who's putting money on Kamala Harris. And after the debate, it went Trump, Harris. Like, Trump went through the roof, Harris went down. They asked Rachel Maddow's girlfriend, Mark Cuban, if he had any comments to make on that. And he said, there's a lot of hedge bets and things like that. I don't put any faith into it. And then CNN jumps on this Polymarket thing. MSNBC jumps on this Polymarket thing and basically telling people there's no way Kamala's going to win. Everybody's got their money on Trump. Ready for this headline? Polymarket CEO Shane Copeland responds after what? FBI raid. The FBI conducted a raid at Polymarket CEO Shane Copeland's home on Wednesday morning. The 26-year-old CEO's devices were confiscated, according to multiple reports. Polymarket received attention this year after predicting the outcome of the U.S. election accurately. By the way, this is the crap that we're not going to see anymore. And if we do, then I will vote every which way against J.D. Vance or whoever runs for the Republican Party. If we keep seeing this stuff under the Trump administration, I'm done. Absolutely 100% done. DEA gone. DEA, you're out. ATF, you're gone. FBI, clearing house, starting over. Period. And you can just sit there with the file. Who worked on this file? Who worked on the Epstein cases? Come on over. Come on over. Actually, everything, right? Everything. Data dump. Right now, you're gone. Who worked on this Diddy stuff? Because we don't know anything about it yet. Let's go. Come on. Gone. Who worked? I name them all. Name them all. Who told Al Gore to say during a Senate hearing that Osama bin Laden poses no threat to the United States of America? Who gave him that intelligence? Come on. It's in front of the class with you. Oh, you're senior level. You're fired. Gone. It's pretty simple. Apparently, and, Lawrence O'Donnell was going nuts yesterday about this, just like, oh, Elon Musk only has an 18-month window to get everything done, and then he's fired. So Trump can take all the credit for it. No, actually, they're both tweeting about it. They're both on X, Donald Trump and Elon, saying you got 500 and something days. And Elon goes, it'll take less than that. We might have we'll have the closest thing to a balanced budget that we've had in decades. It's going to be fantastic. There's going to be no continuing resolutions. Government's running out of money. Nope. Did you know that each and every year, and on my soapbox, I got a lot to talk about here, but each and every year, 500 billion U.S. taxpayer dollars go to fraud. Fraud. 500 billion. Find that's a hell of a chunk out of our nation's deficit, right? Pretty amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that means Elon has 15 to 16 more months than he needs. It's pretty, him and Vivek are just kind of get shot out of a cannon. They're already going to work. And I mean, Rand Paul would put that little pork project thing together every year, just this, whatever they called the document. It was all the crap spending, how flow rate of ketchup and all that stupid stuff. Gone. Brother, Lynn said you can do a lot in 18 months, brother. See what I can do in about 1.8 minutes. Yeah. In the media world, time moves slower for us. I don't know how it is, but I'm like, I got 3 minutes. Okay, hold on. Let me go make a cup of coffee quick. I got 3 minutes till the show starts. I'll be all right. What up, Greg? Been a hot minute, buddy. DC is electric this week. Good electric, per James McCormick, Veterans Investment America. Hey, dude, it is. And the people that you see freaking out, is what we started the show with. I don't know if it got it great, but the people seeing that are freaking out, that means the right decisions are being made. The more I can see Adam Kinzinger cry like a little baby, the more I can see that. The man who literally attempted a coup in the United States of America, I'm happy. More I see Kevin McCarthy say these words and say that Matt Gaetz will not be, he won't be the attorney general. We know that. Everybody knows that. Means he's going to be, and means he's scared. You got to understand the reason why he became Speaker of the House, because Kevin McCarthy is a money-raising Jedi. He is Nancy Pelosi level fundraiser. Some of those might have come to roost, or the ways in which he did that. Maybe not. I want to get some eyes on more of Kamala's spending in the campaign. That's just been so much fun for me to watch. But this is one of the things you need to keep your eyes on as we move forward with this, because, well, not even keep your eyes on it. It's done. Remember, we always say elections have consequences. The last election had consequences in those magic 20 million votes, but that has consequences like this. Listen to this spineless little twerp, Antony Blinken. Listen to this. As we are working to find our best Bill Shatner impression, we find people like Antony Blinken. I think that anyone who's ever just conceded to anything in a meeting with Antony Blinken was just to get him to shut up. Just, I don't know, he's been on the same sentence for 5 minutes. Come on, Marco Rubio. We need you, buddy.
To make sure that Ukraine has what it needs to effectively defend itself.
Here we go with Ukraine again.
The United States continues to step up. We've obligated recently and pushed out the door another $8 billion in security assistance for Ukraine. That was in September. another almost $500 million just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he says this like we have it. That's the funny thing. Here's what this is like. Exactly what he just said. I want you to pay attention to this. This is exactly like Thanksgiving dinner, and you loaned your cousin. You loaned your cousin like $5,000 last Thanksgiving because there's it was tough getting on their feet, and they're just going through some tough times. And you just wanted to help them out last Thanksgiving, right? Haven't seen that 5,000. But in comes your cousin again for Thanksgiving dinner. What's he talking about? Oh, I just got this new ski boat last week, guys. Oh my gosh. And I'm pulling it with my new F-250. Oh, it's fantastic. We got a rental house we're working on right now. We're just, things are just definitely looking up. Exactly how that sounds. This guy's talking about it like he has it. Here you go.
And President Biden is committed to making sure that every dollar we have at our disposal will be pushed out the door between now and January 20th.
Every dollar we have at our disposal. Yeah, I want to hear it again because it's not like I'm hiding anything from
we have at our disposal will be pushed out the door between now and January 20th.
Like we have it. Now, don't get me wrong. $20 billion. You shake the congressional couch cushion hard enough, you're going to find that it'll fall out. But just I cannot wait. If I had, there are certain lists, there are certain communications that I want. I want the COVID communications. I want the Biden administration and Clinton campaign and social media communications released. What else would I like? I want everything on Ukraine. Literally everything. You are going to see the biggest criminal. It's basically COVID 2.0 was Ukraine. This was criminal. This was theft. This was the biggest transfer of wealth we have seen. By the way, if you go to Kyiv today, there are more bars and restaurants open than prior to the invasion by Russia. They've literally been sacrificing their lower class, essentially. Yeah. It's absolutely unbelievable. All right. Is Ukraine built a nuclear bomb? So 1 month, they're 1 month from having it. No, they have they have a ton of biolabs. A ton of biolabs in Ukraine. I don't know about nuclear stuff. Remember the normalcy of the left when Dick Gephardt told us that ketchup was a vegetable? I miss those days too. I do. Here's something funny about John Kerry Lurch. Climate change. 1.5 degrees Celsius. He married the heiress to the Heinz fortune. So he is a billionaire, not because of his own thing. This is the second billionaire that he is married. On his writer, if he goes and does a speech, town hall, whatever the hell they have him do, those those stage deals. No ketchup products. No tomato-based products in any of his food that they give. Nothing. No tomatoes or tomato-based products. Heinz fortune. Yep. Yeah, those are our biolabs. You're darn right they are. Yeah. Biden is trying to give Ukraine the money before Trump steps in and says, 100%, Colin. 1,000,000%. It was funny. I saw Bolton's freaking out about Matt Gaetz. Absolutely losing his mind about Marco Rubio and Matt Gaetz, losing his mind. And I was watching this clip, him and Jake Tapper talking about how, Bolton said, I've orchestrated coups before. I'm good at it. Yeah, cool. We know you did. We know you tried. Yes, silly man. Okay, let's get back to the swampity swamp creatures. How about this? This is so delicious to me. From a man who is sitting on every Republican House passed bill and never even brought it to the floor of the Senate for discussion, this is Chuck Schumer's new song.
Now let me turn to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle.
By the way, he hasn't said anything he hasn't read in probably 5 years.
Election now comes to an end. To my Republican colleagues, I offer a word of caution in good faith. Take care not to misread the will of the people.
I'm sorry, it was a landslide. And we took your Senate, and we took the House. We're not going to misread the will of the people. Again, get the s'mores, scorched earth a-coming.
And do not abandon the need for bipartisanship. After winning an election, the temptation may be to go to the extreme.
Like you did.
We've seen that happen over the decades.
Like you
And
did.
it's consistently backfired on the party in power.
Like it did to you. Exactly. Why don't you look over there, Chucky? You criminal. Why don't you just look over there and just say, okay, to my colleagues on this, guys, we misread the room, y'all. We did. I'm going to warn you guys. I like you. You guys are my friends. We have lunch. We hang out. We play like we hate each other, but we don't. But come on. I mean, guys, obviously don't fall the victim to the same stuff we did. Don't get too cocky. That's all I'm just going to say. That'd be a great message. I'd actually have so much respect for Chuck. No, I would gain an ounce of respect for Chuck Schumer. If you just say it like it is right there. I mean, you're done, dude. Now you're the Senate minority leader. And you in term limits are coming, dude. You're done. Your days are done. And by the way, it should be. You're old enough. You're a multimillionaire. Be gone. Adios, dude. Go retire. Golf. Go take a cruise. Take one of the 4-year cruises that we talked about. Oh man, I tell you. All right. Looks like he wakes up every day and puts on top of his head like a solid piece of helmet. The nonsense continues. This is a funny piece too that I want to get you guys feedback on because it's too much. Yeah, term limits, age limits, salary caps. No, I'll give you 2 or 3. I'll give you 2 or 3, Rhonda. The reason why 2 or 3 salary caps, no. Insider trading needs to be squashed in a hurry. In a hurry. Kickbacks need to be investigated. Transparency needs to be the rule of the day. Term limits, I'm about. Age limits, I don't know. I don't know about age limits yet. I don't know. Because the term limits will fix that. If somebody wants to elect a 70-year-old senator, they're running for re-election at 76. It's like, and you only have 1 more term left. If the president gets 2, everyone else gets 2. You move the House of Representatives up to 6 years or down to 4 years. If everyone's at 4 years, that's fine. But everybody gets 2. Everybody gets 2. How about this? I'd say 4 in the House, 2 in the Senate, 2 in the presidency. We're all good. Remember Chucky salivating after Biden won? Says the camera. Now we can change the world. I mean, the United States global order is over. It's just done. This new world order nonsense is crazy. Do you remember when Kamala Harris was interviewed and they said, you were placed there? She's like, no, they had a primary and I won it. She believed that. There's no way she can believe that. There was no primary. What are you talking about? There's no primary. Nancy Pelosi saying the same thing. And again, I know I say this a lot, guys. But I think you come with me on this. I hope you do. And I hope I can shed the light and show you the light, about Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is a badass. Nancy Pelosi is the best Speaker of the House the United States has ever seen, and she is destroying her entire reputation as such on her way out because she's gone crazy, and the meds are just jacking with her. And the reason why I say she's the best Speaker of the House of all time, I don't agree with her politics at all. I agree with the fact that she likes, she likes capitalism. She likes to make money. I'm like, all right, okay, I'm down with that. Other than that, I can't stand the woman. But your job as Speaker of the House is to pass your party's platform and to raise money. There has been no better. There has not been an equal, not even close. No one has even played the same league as Nancy Pelosi. It's not even close. And it's sad. And by the way, I applaud her for that. I don't agree with her ideology. I think, he'll pass the bill before you see what's in it. That was the beginning of her end. The beginning of her end. There was no one that could pass legislation like Nancy Pelosi. No one can count votes like Nancy Pelosi. No one could squash the other side like Nancy Pelosi. No one could. And now we're left with this garbage from this just shell of a once badass woman.
Primary, and she won it. Nobody else got in the race.
We had an open primary. She won it. No one else got in the race. Gee, we're sitting around waiting. We're sitting out waiting, and now after the election, she says the quiet part out loud.
Yes, people could have jumped in. There were some people who were sort of preparing, but she just took off.
RFK Jr. would have jumped in, mopped the floor with her, but too bad the Democrat Party sued him in Shanahan in every single state. getting ready to jump in.
Off with it, and actually, it was a blessing because there isn't that much time. There wasn't that much time between then and the election, and it sort of saved time. So it wasn't that we didn't have an open process. It's just that nobody got in. Had the president gotten out sooner, there may have been other candidates in the race. The anticipation was that if the president were to step aside, that there would be an open primary. And as I say, Kamala may have, I think she would have done well in that and been stronger going forward. But we don't know that. That didn't happen.
Right.
We live with what happened. And because
Did you hear that? The meds are kicking in. That cotton mouth is just a
live with what happened. And because the president
yes, I'm making fun of her, and I don't care.
Endorsed Kamala Harris immediately, that really made it almost impossible to have a primary at that.
Exactly. She said the quiet part out loud.
Because the president endorsed Kamala Harris immediately, that really made it almost impossible to have a primary at that.
Now, let's fast forward to just yesterday. Did you guys catch the Trumpster at the White House? Did you see Biden? Did you see the picture with him and Joe Biden? Please tell me if anyone has seen Joe Biden and Joe Biden look happier. They didn't look that happy on Inauguration Day. They were stoked. They were just grinning ear to ear. Then they're in the Oval Office having by the fire, and just Biden's just smiling and smiling. Just think it was the greatest thing in the world. He smoked his party. He had his revenge on his party, and Nancy Pelosi just told you how. Immediately, I'm going to step down. Watch this. And you know Joe was like, you go out there right now. You want to punk them? These guys have never respected you. Even as president, they didn't respect you. They've always made fun of you, Joe. Joe, they've used you. Joe, and now they're punking you on a world stage. You want to hand it to them? You want Trump to be back in office and just make them all scream and cry? Go out and endorse Kamala Harris right now. Find a camera. Get your press secretary and say, get something together. I need some lights. I need some cameras. Let's go. Tell the press pool, I have something to say. And he did. Damn. I mean, damn. Oh, all right. Let's get to this here. Let me get a little house cleaning here. Let's get going here. All right. Let's go. What you got here, Mike? What's you got? I thought one of the main reasons that they didn't put another candidate in after Biden resigned was because the campaign money couldn't go anywhere else except Kamala. Not the truth. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. They can do anything they want with it. I mean, campaign finance is what campaign finance is. And in a presidential election, if a sitting president or an entire party says we're doing this with the money, they will do that with the money. And what is the other side going to do? Okay, we're going to take it to the courts. It's going to go to the appellate courts. It's going to go to the, it's going to go to the district courts, and it's going to go to the Supreme. It's all good. Yeah. Like an open primary, like having a recruiting. Okay, here we go. Like that open primary, also have a recurring win holding the golf course record on in my backyard because it's just a flag that I chip at, and I'm the only player. You're damn right. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm actually happy for Joe Biden because he's happy as hell because he got punked by basically the deep state, and he knows all of Donald's plans. They had a 2-hour meeting. Donald's like, this is what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. He might have said it too. I'm gonna avenge you, Joe. I will avenge you, Joe. And that might be it. That might be as the whole weird day, inauguration day, where the Bidens are leaving and stuff like that, and the Marine One is taking off for the last time with the Bidens, and Joe's yelling out the window, "Avenge me, Don! Avenge me!" He will. Oh, he will. Let me tell you this. Yeah, I got other topics, Lynn. Come on. Holy mackerel. Jeez Louise, dude. All right. Then I got an idea then. How about this? How about we talk about Diddy? Let's do a little bit about that. Check this noise out from TMZ.
True that Hollywood gets loud very quickly in certain cases. They did certainly with Harvey Weinstein and others. They have been very, very silent here.
Yep.
And I agree with you. I don't think just because, look, every celebrity in the world seems to have gone to one of these white parties. I mean, everybody wanted to go. And if you got an invitation, you went. So you can pretty much count everybody high profile has been to one of these parties. That's not disqualifying. That doesn't mean it's untoward. We're not talking about white parties. We're talking about after parties. We're talking about threesomes. We're talking about all sorts of things that are not those parties.
I don't know about
but that said,
come on, Harvey.
There are lots of videos that Diddy kept over the years that have been now seized by the feds. And a lot of these videos are also going to some of the civil lawyers. Busby told us he has gotten a slew of these videos. And I think there's just panic in Hollywood. Am I on that video? Was I in some situation in 1999 or 2002 where it might be interpreted a certain way or might end up in trial? I think there's a lot of panic. And that's what we're hearing. And people just don't want the association and they don't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna pull these two together. And I dig him. By the way, he's a rather conservative dude. I had a close showing room to catch up. All right, so we'll get you caught up on it. But here's the gig. Doesn't this sound familiar? I mean, is this much different? I think a lot of the celebrity endorsement garbage that was brought by the Democrats in the presidential campaign was washed away because of the Diddy story. Because now we just assume. It's a safe assumption that anyone, like Harvey Levine was just saying there, was just saying that, hey, it is I think that's his name. Anyway, the TMZ guy was just saying there that you just kind of assumed that everybody's been to one of these white parties. And yes, by the way, you are talking about those white parties, not after parties. Those white parties became freak offs. And so, yes, it was very much, no, they haven't said the names of the dudes Diddy diddled just quite yet, except for a couple. There's a couple artists that I didn't even heard of before, and yes, definitely Bieber was a victim and a half. If anyone, look, I got to say this, and you think what you want. I'm sorry if anyone. I didn't mean to start it that way. My heart goes out to Justin Bieber. I don't care. Oh, he had so much money. He did this, so much fame, this and that, and he had opportunities, this and that. No, the dude was quite literally trafficked. He was essentially sold by Usher to Diddy. It's just disgusting, the entire thing. It's horrible what they've done to these kids. Nickelodeon, Disney, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on this stuff. Diddy's just the tip of the iceberg. But it sounds weird. Okay, so if you are Ashton Kutcher, who was at one of these events, if nothing happened, why the hell aren't you out in front of it saying, hey, listen, I know I was there. This is who I was hanging with. This is who I was invited by. This is who I went with. This is when I left. I saw some weird stuff, but it wasn't anything that I was totally blown away by. This is Hollywood. It just is. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't totally freaked out. So, but I was there. Yeah, I totally was there. That's the only one I went to. And nothing happened. So you guys can here's what I would say that is not going to happen. You are not going to see my face on a video doing anything nefarious. You know why? Because I know I didn't. So those that aren't saying anything probably did. The silence is essentially admitting guilt. The silence would be, and I don't think it is, but I mean, to me, in my mind, probable cause to have some questioning. Why haven't you said anything? We got a lot of pictures of you at these parties. Why aren't you speaking out against the underage raping? Why aren't you speaking out against the, let's see here, Kevin Hart and Diddy lighting a girl's hair on fire while she was naked in a bathtub? Why wouldn't you talk about that? Where you at, Kev? You want to talk about this stuff? But doesn't it sound familiar? Isn't this exactly what we should expect right now out of Washington, D.C.? Anyone who, yep, that's right. Leonardo DiCaprio as well. And the Coreys, just right. Yes. But here's the deal. if I am knowing that Matt Gaetz is about to reveal it, if I know that the new CIA director is going to open the books, if I know that I'm going to get exposed, I'm not speaking out against Matt Gaetz. I'm not speaking out. A, I'm meeting with Matt Gaetz, and B, I'm getting in front of the press and saying, here's the deal, y'all. Elon just called me, so I have something I want to talk to you guys about. I had a pet project with my cousin that did this, and he had a company, and he got a couple of contracts, and they really could have been done just as well in the private sector, but we really wanted the government cheddar, and we took the shortcut, and we did it. I hope you guys can forgive me. And then go on and on and on and on and on. As a matter of fact, there's a statement on my website saying all the crap that I did and all the pork that I've spent, and all the tax money that I've wasted, I hope you can forgive me. It's better than being outed. Truly is better than being outed. Yes. The Diddy parties are going to end up like the federal hearings of the steroids in baseball. You would think, right? Everyone was doing it, but it was, only a couple big names got slapped. Yeah. Brendan, I think that's probably a pretty good way to look at it. But I don't think, I don't know. I don't know. This Trump re-election is just a complete X factor. It really is. It truly is an X factor. And I think that you have Ashton Kutcher's weird one, too, because he used to give congressional speeches about, he did. That's right. Yeah, and then whoever played Hyde or whatever in that 70s show, him and my backup wife, Mila Kunis, they backed him. They're like, but, have a heart, stuff like that. No, he's a rapist. He's a damn rapist. But it's funny because another thing this Diddy thing brings to light is that, you see the Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, you see them sticking up for their friend. It's like, basically, it's just like, yeah, I know. So he raped a couple girls. That's the Hollywood way. That's what they're in. That's the bubble that they're in. They're in the bubble of, whatever. We all did that. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? One of the things that broke my heart was when the Dodgers were punked by the Houston Astros in the World Series. The banging the trash cans. I was told by a professional ball player. Couple, actually. Most teams do that. Dodgers just weren't doing it. Most teams do that. Like, huh. And that got eliminated now by the whole, whatever little signal thing that they send to each other. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. I will say again, the first Trump administration really did quite a bit to expose much of the corruption, but that's why they hate and fear him. It's true, but I hope it doesn't end up like that garbage, like the garbage hearings that we see. Oh, we're going to drag him before Congress. We're going to drag that Zuckerberg guy in front of Congress, and we're going to give him he definitely colluded with the Democrat Party. Oh, yeah. Arr, arr. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Oh, that's another piece of everything that I want. I want Abby Gate. I want Afghanistan and Abby Gate. Let's go. I want fire rings across the board. Yep. Sorry. Oh, but these men and women served so bad. No, they didn't. Nope. Sure as hell didn't. Wrong move, wrong move, wrong move, wrong move, wrong move. And whoever the hell it was that told the sniper to stand down, who was testified before Congress that he had the suicide bomber in sight, clear shot, was told to stand down. The person told him to stand down, fired. Done. Yeah. Endless hearings. That's right. It's really frustrating. He said he was he was taking. Yeah, dude. I don't doubt that. There's several stories like that. Lynn was sharing a story about Bieber saying, basically this is, yeah. You go to a Diddy party and you wake up and you're a changed person. You're a changed human. That's for sure. It's just a bunch of raping and child and adult, just human trafficking. It's just disgusting, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with I one of the first things I'd do, I'd just walk right into Ghislaine Maxwell's cell and say, "You will leave today, and we have a complete new life for you, and you are well off. Your feet will never touch the ground. You are going to be this just socialite in whatever country we send you to. No one's going to know it's you. If you just tell us what the hell happened and you tell us who was there, give us the answers. Give us the answers. Here's an interesting thing that I saw Rogan today. This was pretty interesting. Firing line, yes. Weinstein, Epstein, Diddy, yeah. Bring them on. Bring them all. Bring them all. Check this out. This is kind of an interesting thought that I have had in this business. Check it out.
Don't speak their mind. Do you know how many artists that have reached out to me that are like fucking hippies, man? Like artists, like musicians, comedians that thanked me for endorsing Trump because they can't do it. They said they want to, but they don't want to be attacked. They can't say it. They think the country's going in the wrong direction. They think that this control of social media by the government, which we would have had pretty much fully if it wasn't for Elon buying Twitter, that this is a dangerous precedent to set, whether it's a right-wing government or a left-wing government. And that what you see that's happening in the UK where people are being imprisoned for tweets and Facebook posts.
In the UK is the part that's mind-bending about it.
Mind-bending. The whole thing is nuts, and it's a dangerous path that we were on. We were on that path. Trump has vowed to have free speech become a very important part of what he's standing for, and that this censoring of information needs to stop, and that we need to stop all government influence in what people have to say.
Yeah, look,
that alone.
That shouldn't be as revolutionary as it is.
I know it should be a core tenet of what I mean. It's essentially
it is a core tenet. It literally is the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Truly is. Reinstate Smith-Mundt. Once that's reinstated, y'all, holy sweet baby Jesus, this is going to get better. And for those that haven't heard me going on and on and on for the last year about Smith-Mundt Act, 1948, signed by Truman, said you cannot lie to we the people. The government cannot lie. The government cannot propagandize. The government cannot say, oh, look what we did. We're so great. Can't do that. Can't do that. 2014, also, I want to do it. Get rid of that. And they did. Boehner, Pelosi, Harry Reid, Mitch McConnell, got rid of it. Now you can openly lie as a government. You can openly lie to your people think about all through COVID. Look at all the lies. God, I saw a video yesterday of a grandfather just like wrapped in plastic, and they're trying to hand the baby to him so he could hug his grandchild. Remember that crap? We should never forget that crap. I have made it my mission to get Lord Ducey on this program. I would like to interview him. I would like to just clear the air. I think we cleared the air. We were at a hunting event last year. And I think that we cleared the air a little bit. You know, I was like, dude, I called you out. And he was like, I know it's a tough game, politics, this and that and the other. I'm like, hey, let's talk. And I just want a former politician. Ducey's not going to be doing any politics. I want a former politician. I want to know a former governor. Because former politicians are the best politicians to talk to because they can talk. I want to go by step. I want to see what in the Patriot Act needs to be revoked so he or people like him, governors, could never do that again. Awful. Yeah, the 50s when McCarthy took over. Yep, looking at grandma through the window. Yeah, looking at grandma through the window, watching her die through the waving and crap like that. Oh, it's just awful. We should never, ever forget what they did to us. I mean, the kids. How about the abused kids that had to stay home, didn't have that, 6-7 hours a day where they were free from that abuse? My friend had to watch mom pass in a quarantine room for her own safety. Oh, my God. Waving to her with the kids, had to say goodbye to their grandmother through a closed glass window, crying out loud. Unbelievable. Oh, it was funny. Oh, and they're standing outside in the cold too. That's hilarious. Remember all those? Talk about the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. I want to look back and I want to get everybody's money back for all of those overflow hospitals. The overflow hospitals. Let me just put a tab up here so I don't forget to talk about this tomorrow. Let me see here. See COVID, not COVID. Yay! COVID overflow hospital spend. Let's see if I can find that. So at least I got to look at that. The impact of, oh, geez, it was absolutely absurd. How many bazillions of dollars we had to spend on overflow, emergency overflow at hospitals, and not one bed was used. Oh, it was awful. South Dakota and Nevermore Mass. God bless you. Okay, wait a second. Okay, your video, Rhonda, you can't just say that. All right, go ahead and post a link if you can. I don't know how to do that. You got to help me out with that. Because Rhonda's got a 3-part series going on, and she just said my video. I don't know what that. So just everybody get over to check out Rhonda's Random Thoughts. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, let me know. I told y'all know I'm not the sharpest saw in the shed sometimes. Everyone says, yeah, we don't do those things here. But Cuomo had all of these charts showing why he needed so much funding. The great part about that, Brendan, is that the dude won a damn, not Academy Award, an Emmy. He won a daytime Emmy for his COVID updates. Oh, I wish I could do an impression like Robbie could. That was fantastic. Yeah. Why do I feel like a history teacher with my posts? I don't know, buddy. Just keep them up, though. You're doing a great job. But this is the thing, though. What Rogan brings up is important because I remember talking to some of my non-conservative friends, and they said, I mean, just look at the pulse of the area. I mean, look at everybody's got Harris Wall signs. Nobody's got any Trump signs. I've seen a lot of Trump van signs, and it was easy. I said, well, because Trump van signs are taken down, vandalized, and nobody wants their house jacked with because conservatives don't care that you had a Harris Wall sign. I'm like, cool, right on. That's not true. We don't have HDS. We don't have Harris derangement syndrome. Y'all got Trump derangement syndrome. We don't have that stuff. All right, it's a 3-hour video. Okay, I thought it was a 3-part series. My fault. A 3-hour video on Mary Surratt. 8 parts if you don't have 3 hours. Okay, there you go. Ocho. All right, get over and check it out. And she was the first female to be put to death in Arizona or nationwide. Death penalty freaks me out. I am such a supporter of the death penalty, and my biggest fear in the world, my biggest fear in the entire world, is being put to death for something I didn't do. Isn't that weird? But I'm a staunch advocate for the death penalty. Yeah. Yeah, but I want to know what's going on. Yeah, I want to know all about it. I want to know about the Mary Surratt thing. What is that? Like I said, is that Arizona or is it nationwide? Because nationwide, I heard is on their side. Yeah, there was a bunch of hilarious photos of people vandalizing and changing his wall sign. I did. I gotta go look that up. That's funny. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, rolling assassination Lincoln. Got it. That is too funny. Okay, well, go check it out. Yeah, like I said, 8-part series, 3 hours long. Check it out. It is a Rhonda original, so please go check it out, guys. Please support. Watch and like, view, get her that cred. FBI started the crooked. Oh yeah, Hoover. The FBI has been crooked since then, since its inception. Literally being crooked since its inception. It truly has. So. All right. How about a decompression session? You did hear about this. This is fantastic. We covered it here on the show. About the 4-year cruises. Remember, it's $40,000 a year, and you can for $160,000. Basically, just take a second on the house, $160,000. You're gonna be gone traveling the world on a cruise ship for 4 years. 4 years just to be away from Donald Trump. But how about cryo? How about don't cry, cryo? Enjoy your decompression session.
Brought after the recent presidential election, here at Don't Cry Cryo, we understand your pain, and we're here to help. Our expert team of cryogenic care providers can cryogenically freeze you until the Trump presidency has ended. No more crying, no more anxiety attacks, just
She should have said, I love you. And she goes, I know.
blissful sleep until Trump is gone. When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you. It will be like his presidency never even happened.
Come on back there.
It was all just a bad dream. As an added bonus, you can choose the Vance add-on package. We'll extend your sleep for an additional 4 years at a 50% discount in the event J.D. Vance wins the next presidential election. Everything will be okay. We're here to take care of you in your time of need. So remember, don't cry, cryo.
That is fantastic. That's fantastic.
Where am I? Oh, please tell me it's over. Wait, something isn't right.
This is your captain, Elon Musk. I want to be the first one to welcome you to Mars. Sorry, Donald Trump Jr. was just elected president, and he deported all Don't Cry Cryo customers to Mars.
What the?
Oh, it's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. What kind of party they have going on here? What in the world was that, though, when you wake up?
When you awaken from your slumber, we'll even have a party ready and waiting for you.
Hey,
it will be.
Hey, wait a second. What is that? Okay. I wait, hold on. I'm looking at don'tcrycryo.com. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll see y'all in 4 years. Or I'll just get invited to one of these parties. I hope that'd be fantastic. Oh, the people that need to try drinking. Amen, Brendan. Absolutely amen. All right. Please get over and like Rano's Random Thoughts on YouTube. Get over there. Just like it, subscribe, and check out the video. Just have if it's too long for you, it's cool. It's eight parts, something like that. Have it run around, have it do a lot of things I do when I watch videos, kind of maybe run around. Make sure you get the full viewing time for her. She put a lot of hard work into it, and I'm excited to check it out. So maybe, just maybe, over the weekend I'll get time to check that out, and we will and we can have a little debrief, and we can talk about it on Monday. What do you think about that? All right, y'all. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's wrap this week up. Good Lord, it's been a fun one. It's been a wild one. It's going to get even crazier in the next 24 hours. I hope y'all had a great show, great time. Thank you for playing along in the show. Love you guys. We will